1, 2, 3, 4. You stop counting after the 20th man, because what's the point of counting? Every month a new name, every month a new room, every month a new face, but they all want the same thing. You're 15 years old, and you're going to your 40th owner. You remember your first owner. You were 7. An old man with a beautiful garden. He was kind to you the first year. Then someone else offered more money, and you were a gift. Gifts change hands. You remember your second owner too. A young prince. He had bright eyes. He read you poetry. It lasted 6 months. Then his father married him to another prince. A political marriage. And you were surplus. 3rd, 4th, 5th. Some were good, some were bad. Some were so bad you don't want to remember, but all of them left you, sold you, traded you, gifted you. Because in the Tang Dynasty, a young girl a valuable commodity, and commodities constantly change hands. Now you're sitting in a palanquin, going to the 40th man, a high-ranking general, old, wealthy, powerful. Maybe this time it will be permanent, maybe, but you don't hope anymore, because hope is the most painful thing. Before diving into these forgotten stories of survival and suffering, if you enjoy learning about the hidden truths of history, consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more content like this. And please comment below to let me know where you're listening from. I find it incredible that we're exploring these ancient stories together from different parts of the world, connected across time and space by our shared curiosity about the past. Your name is Mei-Ling, or it was. Now you don't even know what it is. Every owner gave you a different name: lotus, jade, pearl, morning dew, silk flower. In the end, which name is real? 755 AD, Tang Dynasty, China's golden age. Art is flourishing, poetry everywhere. The empire is powerful, and wealthy families very wealthy, but not your family. Your family is peasant, poor. Father is a farmer, mother is a weaver, 3 daughters. You're the oldest. At 7 years old, families make decisions, difficult decisions. A daughter needs a dowry, 3 girls, 3 dowries. The family has no money, none. One day, father came home with a man, city dweller, looked wealthy, silk clothes, gold ring. Mother cried. No, she said, she's too young, only 7. That's exactly why, said the man. Young girls are more valuable. They have time to be trained, to be shaped. But she's our daughter, and she has no future with you. The man was cold, realistic. If you keep her here, what will happen? At 14, she'll marry a peasant. At 15, she'll be pregnant. At 20, she'll have 3 children and a poor life. But if she comes with me, she'll live in a big house, wear silk, get educated, learn music, learn poetry. Father listened, calculated the girl's future. The family's future? How much? He asked. The man placed a pouch, silver inside, 20 taels, 2 years of your income. Father looked at mother, looked at you, then nodded his head. That day, at 7 years old, you were sold. Your first owner's name was Liu Bai, 60 years old, a retired scholar. His house had thousands of books, a beautiful garden, a pond, koi fish. The first day you were scared. Big house, strangers, motherless. But Liu Bai was kind. Don't be afraid, he said. You're safe here. You won't be harmed. He gave you a room, small but clean, a bed, a window. It looked out to the garden. You'll live here, he said, and you'll learn reading, writing, music, dance. One day you might go to a prince's house, but first you must be ready. The first month, you just learned. A teacher came, taught characters, difficult but interesting. For the first time, life could be more than fields and household chores. Second month, music started. Pipa, Chinese lute. You learned to position your fingers, play notes. Third month, dance, movements, grace. Every step mattered. The first year, you were happy. Liu Bai treated you well. He never did anything bad. He was just a grandfather, kind, patient. In the evenings, he'd sit in the garden, read poetry. You'd listen. Even if you didn't understand, his voice was beautiful, calming. One day, he'd say, you'll write poetry too, and people will listen to your voice. You wanted to believe, really wanted to. But at the end of the second year, everything changed. A visitor came, a young prince, regional governor, an old student of Liu Bai's. At dinner, you served. poured tea, presented food. The prince saw you. Who is this girl? He asked. Ah, she's my student, Mei-Ling. Very talented. She plays the pipa. Really? May I hear? Liu Bai looked at you. Of course. Mei-Ling, please. You took your pipa, played the best you could. Because Liu Bai asked, the prince listened. At the end, he applauded. Magnificent. Very talented. Liu Bai was proud. Thank you, prince. I want you to sell her to me. The room froze. I'm sorry, sighed Liu Bai. This girl, very talented. She'd be very valuable in my palace. How much do you want? But she's my student, and I'm a customer. Everything has a price, master, including your girl. Liu Bai hesitated, looked at you, in his eyes sadness, but also calculation. 50 taels, he said, 2.5 times what he'd paid. Accepted. The prince smiled. That night, Liu Bai came to you. I'm sorry, Mei-Ling, but this is good for you. The prince is rich, powerful. He'll take good care of you. But you knew this was about money. It was always about money. The next day, you went to the prince, your second owner. You were 8 years old. Prince Zhao, 24 years old, handsome, polite. He wrote poetry. He painted. The first week was almost romantic. He read you poems. You walked in gardens. He gave you gift silk shawls, jade bracelets. You're beautiful, he'd say. Not just your face, your soul too. You wanted to believe. You were 8. You were naive. The second week, reality began. Night visits, touches, things you didn't understand but didn't like. This is normal, he'd say. This is love. You don't understand now, but one day you will. But it wasn't love. It was ownership. Third month, another girl came, younger, more beautiful. The prince shifted his attention to her. You became surplus. But he didn't let you go, kept you. Because you were an investment. 6th month, the prince's father, the regional governor, made a plan, a political marriage. Prince Zhao would marry another region's princess for alliance. The wedding was big, magnificent. You stood in the corner, watched. The prince marrying another woman. Wedding night, the princes in the palace. You were surplus, a problem. The next week, a merchant came, talked to the prince's advisor, negotiated. The prince called you. Mei-Ling, I'm sending you somewhere else. A better place, a rich merchant, a good man. A lie. Both knew it. You went to your third owner. You were 9 years old. Third, fourth, fifth owner, they all started blurring together. A merchant, 6 months. Then he went bankrupt. Sold you. A poet, 1 year. Then he died. His family liquidated you. A warrior, 3 months. Then he went to war, didn't return. His estate was auctioned. Each trade took a piece of you. First owner Liu Bai had taught you to read and write, but also saw you as commodity. Second owner Prince Zhou had shown you love, but also used you. Third, fourth, fifth, they didn't even bother. You were just an investment. Buy, you sell, repeat. At 10, you stopped crying. Your tears were gone. At 11, you learned to shut off your feelings. If you don't feel, you don't hurt. At 12, you started forgetting who you were. Mei-Ling? Lotus? Jade? Which name is real? At 13, you were a machine. Smile, bow, obey, repeat. Your 10th owner was different. His name was Wang Shen, a middle-aged merchant, wealthy but ordinary. First day, he looked at you, really looked. How old are you? He asked. 13, master. And how many owners have you had? You hesitated. Should you tell the truth? 9, master. His eyebrows furrowed. 9 at 13. So in 6 years, 9 owners. Almost 1 owner per year. He nodded. You've been treated like a commodity, haven't you? You didn't answer, but your eyes spoke. I know, he said. That's how the system works. Young girls, you're trade goods, and no one sees you as people. He approached you, but didn't touch, just spoke. Here, I'll treat you well. But let me be honest, you're still my property. And one day, maybe I'll sell you too, or trade you. Because that's how this world works. For the first time, someone was honest, didn't lie, didn't romanticize. You stayed with Wang Shen for 2 years, the longest time. He treated you well, didn't demand too much, just wanted you there. But at the end of 2 years, his business failed. He had debts, had to sell his assets. I'm sorry, Mei-Ling. he said. But I have no other choice. You went to your 15th owner. You were 15 years old. Exactly 15 owners. One owner per year of age. After the 20th owner, you stopped counting. Because what was the point? Some were kind. Some were cruel. Some were just indifferent. One owner kept you only 2 weeks. Then found a younger girl. Another owner kept you 6 months. Then there was an economic crisis. He sold all his property. Another kept you a year. Then he died. His son inherited you, but didn't want you. Sold you immediately. Each trade took a piece of your identity. Each new name killed the old you. At 20, you stopped hoping. At 25, you stopped feeling. At 30, you stopped remembering. The first house, the first face, the first name. At 40, you were just a shadow, a ghost, there but not there. Now you're here. General Lee's house, 40th owner, 15 years old, 40 men in 8 years. Average 3.5 months per owner, 100 days, then the next. The general is old, in his 60s, but still strong. A former commander, now retired, but influential. First night, he calls you to his room. I'll tell you something, he says. Here, I have rules. You must obey. You listen. Again. What else can you do? First rule, you don't leave without my permission. Second rule, you don't talk to other women. Third rule, you don't talk about your past. Fourth rule, you always obey. You nod. Yes, master. Always yes. Good, because disobedience has consequences. Understand? Yes, master. He smiles, but a cold smile. Very good. Now you can rest. You go to your room. The door closes. Is it locked? You don't know. Does it matter? Where would you escape to? You sit on the bed, look at the ceiling, and count 1, 2, 3, 40. 41 men, 8 years, 1 life. But is it really a life? Or just survival? Second day, you see the other women. 3 more. All young. 16, 17, 18. One looks at you. Her name is Lynn, 17 years old. You're new, she says. How long? 3 months, says another. Her name is Hua. I've been here 6 months, says the third. Lan, I just arrived, you say. Ah, Lynn smiles, but a sad smile. Then you don't know yet? Know what? Hua glances around. Rule 2, we shouldn't talk. But I want to talk to you, because I want to warn someone. Warn about what? The general, he doesn't like permanent women. Every few months he sends one away, and she doesn't come back. Where does she go? Silence. We don't know, says Lan. But there's a theory. The slave market, or worse. Your heart races. Worse. Some general houses they don't sell. They dispose. Permanently. You don't understand. Then you understand. Oh, yes. Oh, so follow the rules. Don't stand out. Survive. 1 month passed. The general called you 3 times. Each time the same. Use. Then dismissal. But other times you stay in your room. Silent. Invisible. One morning, you notice Lynn is gone. Her room is empty. You ask Hua, where's Lynn? Gone. Last night. The general told her something. Then guards took her. And she didn't come back. What did she do? Break a rule? No. Just the general got bored. Wanted someone new. Lynn had been here 6 months. Her time was up. Your blood runs cold. 6 months. Hua has been here 6 months. You've been here 1 month. How much time do we have? You ask. I don't know. But not much. 3rd month. One night, you have a dream. You're 7 years old, at your mother's house, playing in the garden. The sun is bright. The sky is blue. And mother is calling you, Mei-Ling, come. Food is ready. You're running. You're happy. You're free. Then you wake up. Dark room. Cold bed. And reality returns. You're 15, in your 40th house. And your mother's face you can't clearly remember anymore. That morning you make a decision. No more. No more trades. No more owners. But what can you do? You can't escape. Doors are locked. There are guards. And where would you go? No money. No family. No identity. Could you kill yourself? Maybe. But how? And then what? You'd just be a number. Lost commodity. No one would remember. No. You have to do something different. That night, you whisper to Hua, I need to talk to you. About what? Escape. Hua's eyes widen. You're crazy. It's impossible. But we have to try. You know, too. 6 months is almost up for you. Then you'll be like Lin, who hesitates. She's scared. But also she knew. The truth. How? I don't know yet. But I'll find a way. Trust me. But the truth is, you can't escape. You look at the walls, the doors, the guards. Everything is closed. Everything is locked. And then you understand. There's no physical escape. But maybe there's another kind of escape. That night, you find paper, brush, ink you haven't written in years, but you still remember. Liu Bai had taught you, and you start writing. Your story, your real story. From 7 to 15, 40 owners, 40 trades, 8 years, every line a pain, every character a loss, but also a testimony, a proof. I was here, I lived, I suffered, and no one should forget me. Hours pass, morning approaches, but you keep writing, because this is your choice, your voice, your freedom. Maybe you can't physically escape, but words remain. Words testify, words remember. And if one person, just one person, reads your story and understands, then it's enough. Morning comes. A guard opens the door. The general is calling you. You hide the paper under your pillow, and you go. The general is sitting, looks serious. Sit, he says. You sit. You've been here 3 months, he says, and then I'm satisfied. You're compliant? Silent. Good. You wait. But something is coming. You feel it. But, he continues, it's time for change. I received a new offer. A wealthy merchant. He wants you. Offered a good price. Your heart sinks. Again. 41? When? You ask. Tomorrow. Prepare yourself. You're sent back to your room. And you understand. The cycle never ends. 41, 42, 43, forever, or until death. But that night, you return to your paper, and you write the final paragraph. My name is Mei-Ling. I am 15 years old. I have seen 41 owners, and tomorrow I will go to the 42nd. But whoever I am, wherever I am, these words remain. This story remains. And maybe one day, another girl will read these words. And no, she is not alone. She was never alone. 2003, Adishan, China. Archaeologists are excavating Tang Dynasty ruins. Under a house, they find a box. Wood, decayed, but inside papers, very old, very fragile. Carefully, they open them. Read, a girl's story. 15 years old, 41 owners. 8 years of pain. The handwriting is beautiful, educated, but the words are heartbreaking. Is this real? Asks a young archaeologist. We don't know, says the professor. But in the Tang Dynasty, trading young girls was common. The concubine system, the gift system. This is probably real. They take the papers to a museum, preserve them, display them, and now, 1,000 years later, tourists pass by. They read Mei-Ling's story. Some cry, some get angry, some just think. A young girl 16 years old stops to read, then whispers, I see you, I remember you. You weren't alone. And maybe 1,000 years away, Mei-Ling hears and smiles, because she found her voice, and voices echo forever. Mei-Ling's story is 1,000 years old, but its echoes exist today. The world still trades young girls, maybe with different names, maybe with different systems, but the same essence: human trafficking, child brides, sex slaves, forced marriage. Every year, millions of girls like Mei-Ling are taken, sold, traded, gifted, and each one is a person, a story, a voice. In the Tang Dynasty, the system was legal, normalized, the concubine system part of the culture. No one questioned, no one resisted, but Mei-Ling resisted. With words, with paper and ink, she wrote her story, and 1,000 years later, it's heard. Today, there are other Mei-Lings, in different countries, in different languages, but with the same pain, and some also find their voices, through writing, through speaking, through escaping, through surviving, because that's it, the act of survival, the act of testimony, the act of remembering. Mei-Ling survived 41 owners. 42? We don't know. Maybe 50. Maybe 100. Maybe one day she escaped. Maybe she died, but her story lives in the museum, in books, now in your mind. And every time it's remembered, Mei-Ling becomes a little more free, because being forgotten, that's the real death. But being remembered, that's eternal life. 1,000 years ago, a 15-year-old girl wrote her final paragraph. Maybe one day, another girl will read these words and know she is not alone. Today, you read. Now you know. She wasn't alone. And today's Mei-Lings, they're not alone either, because we remember, we testify, we hear, and voices echo forever. Mei-Ling vivid. Mei-Ling lives. In words, in memory, in us, forever.